Yep.
Hey everybody, it's Shelly Hoffman here, and it's Wednesday. So as you know by now, I am talking to our mayor live here on Facebook. And from what I understand, there's a chance now that what we talk about will also be put on Pack B. So I don't know if I mentioned that to you before or not, but that's nice. It's another way to get the information that you're sharing with us about the village out to the people who live in the community. So
That's
how are
great.
you doing,
You,
sir?
you had
Yeah.
mentioned you were going to try, so that's great. Because I think if one of the number one complaints that I hear about people through all this COVID stuff is communication. You don't get a straight story from the experts and the politicians, and if we can give them, if they can hear the straight story from the police chief and the supervisor and the mayor, I mean, we have no reason, we have no uh, stake in the game. We have no horse in the race, and we're just trying to make people's lives go better. And
Yeah.
I watched both the chief and Bob Wicks yesterday, and terrific information. I was very interested to hear some of the development stuff going on, and particularly down in Hayes Road, and how that might equate to getting a sewer line in and some of those people off of septics, and that we all can learn. I thought that was really interesting stuff, and I hope that when the stuff that I have, it might only be one or two people that are interested, but those one or two people would be pretty big news. If they're sitting at home wondering what they can do, we offer something. So I think being on Pack B will even add more to it. So
I,
hats off to you, because you've just been so dogged in your approach to getting all this stuff on. I know you have your musician from church who is terrific, and you've had Meg from the library, and all the things that can impact people on a day-to-day basis. This is, I mean, people want to hear about a cure. We can't handle that, but we can maybe make sure that they know it's time to get their brush out, and little things like that they don't forget. Um, One of the big things going on in the village now is court is going to resume next week.
okay.
It's been a long time. Um, Not only did they shut down court appearances, but they shut down the court office that came from the state. There's no reason to need to be in the court office uh, for quite a while. And now we're back to Wednesday, 3:30 to 6. The court at Village Hall will be open. Couple of disclaimers ahead of time. There will be a screener that will take people's temperatures and make sure they have masks on, and remind them of social distancing when they get into the main room. Um, it's criminal court only. It's parking tickets and stuff are not going to be handled there. People want to challenge the judge and say we shouldn't have got it. We were past the sign, blah blah blah. This is criminal tickets, and it's going to be attorney driven. In other words, attorneys will come with their clients, two or three clients. The clients will come in because the attorney is going in. We want there to be an attorney there. There will be a bailiff from the police department to enforce whatever the screener is telling people. This deals with stuff basically from before the shutdown through June 1st. So if in that time you had a criminal uh, citation and it's time to get it taken care of, get a hold of your attorney. Um, what they're going to do is, this is kind of like a trial basis to see how it works.
Okay.
And if it doesn't work well, they'll go to virtual hearings like we're doing now, where the judge will be on, and the attorney and the defendant will be also there, and they'll get done taking care of stuff that way. So everybody should call the court office, 635-6355, and talk to Cheryl um, or her assistant, Deb, and make sure that you are set up to be there Wednesday night. They're trying to keep it down to a small amount of people coming in each week and take care of the backlog of some of these criminal offenses. As things progress, we know more about the virus and how it's impacting things like this, how the court can handle the situation. We'll do it this way, and then we hopefully maybe expand. That'll be up to the.
I just have one question. So, and I don't, but let's just say that I had something that happened and I need to go to court with my attorney. Do I call the courts to get an appointment or to get on the schedule for a Wednesday, or does somebody reach out? Okay, so it's the person's responsibility to call the court to get on the schedule for.
Or the attorney can call, I suppose, if they feel they want to maybe set up a time with the judge. Nobody will be allowed in the building after 6 o'clock. They will dispense with people who are already in there if it goes longer, and it's 6:30 by the time they get done. That's okay, but they don't want more people coming in at 6, and then that pushes it till 7:30. The judge would really like to keep it at a limited number, at least in the beginning, till they see just how it works. It's like everything else. The first time you go into the grocery store and had to wear a mask, and then some of the aisles were one way, and it's a little awkward for people. And hopefully this will work well. I've talked to Cheryl several times. I know she's working through the court system. She's also working with Chief Leffencheck. I know they put up some the DPW put up some hand sanitizer stations in the hallway yesterday. We're still trying to determine whether restrooms will be open, because that might entail us having somebody there to clean them after people use them. So we've got a week to go to figure that stuff out. But for people who have been involved with any kind of criminal situation from before the lockdown, which was like March 16th or something like that, up through June 1st, this is a time to get that taken care of. They've obviously allowed people to not deal with it right away, but the time has come.
Okay.
And the judge is ready. Let's see. Nothing big at Village Hall. Oh, I did get a message from Mo the other day saying people were wondering what the signs were in the square.
Yep.
There's like election type signs, but they're haiku contest submissions. The Center for the Arts, led by Jim Dale, people sent, I get probably through email or whatever, to the group with their haiku, which is a 5-syllable, 7-syllable, 5-syllable, 3-line poem, generally dealing with outdoors, nature, that type of stuff. So then they got it down to a basic, I don't know if it was 24 or 36 finalists. And they've made the signs up and they've posted them down in the square. So you can walk through and read them all. And I don't know if they have directions on how to vote.
There's a website, I believe, or an email at the bottom that you can, because they're right down by in the Canal Square. So I saw them and I reached out to a couple people to see what they were. It's really neat. If you walk through, there's really creative haikus there. And from what I heard, and you may know this, but they're going to pick the community favorite, I think Labor Day weekend. So there's judging, but then there's also the local favorite. And I may have that information wrong. I'll have to clarify it later if I do. But that'll be announced Labor Day weekend, from what I heard.
Yep.
And
Okay.
They're
only going to be up a couple weeks, and I think it's terrific. It gets people walk and go, oh, what do we got here? So now they go through and read them, and if they take the time to vote, that would be nice, because if you find one or two that are particularly good, it's nice for those people to get some recognition. And there's no names, I don't think, on any of the ballots, so you don't know who you're voting for. That's nice. And I think it was a real nice attempt by the Center for the Arts to do something in the community that would be different. It doesn't cost anybody any money. It takes you, I don't know how long it would take you to go through and read them, 15 minutes, maybe to read 20 minutes to read all of them. And it's very different. It fits perfect for the time we're in, which is very different. And hats off to Jim Dale and his group. And I hope that they get a nice response. I'm sure it had to really baffle people. What is all that? Because some people don't even know what haiku is. I mean, not that I'm an expert. I looked up some stuff to make sure I understood it. And so if you get a chance, stop down the square. Chief Leffencheck was on the other day. Did a nice job of digging out from under his ball and chain comment. That was good. Hats off to the chief. I could see you were having a little fun with that one. You know,
He will not hear the end of that for a while, I will be honest.
but some things he brought up, not earth-shattering type stuff, just stuff that the village is either very concerned with or very pleased with. The police house checks when you're on vacation, terrific idea. People should really take advantage of that. I remember my relatives in the neighborhood went on vacation 2 years ago, and like the day before they left, I got a request. Could you put in police checks for both of our houses? So I have no idea who's allowed to be in the house. I mean, one sister has cats, and the other one might have just the one dog at the time, and I think he was staying somewhere else. But I get a call from now retired Officer Marty Nall that I'm at your sister's house and the garage door is open. So yeah, I think they just probably didn't lock it. I mean, I don't think you can walk in the garage if you want. And he said everything was locked up inside, but right away, to me, it says people are checking.
Yeah.
And so when we went away last summer, I think we put it down. And then when you get back, you get a nice letter from the police department that on this night, and this night, somebody did check your house, and they checked the doorknobs to see if they're locked and that type of stuff. Cost you nothing. Why wouldn't you want police checking your house? Now, I think it's also good because people see a police car in your driveway and a cop walking around your yard. That might be a house you don't want to mess with if you're thinking about doing something, because the police are watching. So that's a great one. Just call Village Hall, or I think on the website, there's an application. Also, I understand one that hit home with you. People lock your car doors. People are stealing stuff out of cars. They're not breaking into cars as far as if they're locked, which is good. They're not busting windows or damaging your car. But if they come up, I remember last year we had a car stolen, I think in Radisson, and it was somebody had left their keys in a sweatshirt pocket on the passenger seat, and whoever got in hit the button, and because it was one of those kind of starters, the car started up and they took off with the car. Can't imagine waking up in the morning and looking out and your car's not there.
That's my word here.
So let's be safe. And I don't know if insurance companies still work this way, but I remember before, if you didn't have your car locked and your car was stolen or damaged, they might not pay because you didn't lock your door. So lock your car doors.
I can tell you a little funny side story real quick about that. Not if you own the car, but if you rent a car and you travel with it, and let's just say you go to the hotel and you leave the keys in and someone steals the car, they put you on a do not rent to list. They find you as an irresponsible person. Not that it happened to me, just somebody that I know. And they
just ask for a friend.
It didn't happen to me. But yeah, so it's deemed as irresponsible. So I don't know how the insurance companies would look at it, but that's definitely how you car rent, at least that particular company looked at it. So
yeah, it's unimaginable for me. I know you said you used to leave your keys in the car and the car unlocked. And I know when I was a kid, I mean, my father would leave the car unlocked and the windows down, like when it was hot, if he didn't think it was going to rain, but he never left the keys in it. But no, hardly anybody locked their car. It was a different time. Hardly anybody locked their houses. I mean, our doors we had people walking our house in the middle of the night, friends who maybe had too much to drink, and our house was halfway home, and all of a sudden they were standing in my parents' bedroom and, "Oh, we're just wondering if you had any cigarettes." Like, get out.
I would start locking my door at that point. Too funny.
Again, different world, different time. Yeah. We've had some issues in Candlewick. Some of the residents posted on one of the Candlewick neighborhood pages about speed through the neighborhood, and course, there's more people driving during the day here than normal. I mean, there's people that aren't back to work yet. There's kids that aren't getting ready for college yet. I mean, they're around a lot more than they would have been normally. And so they were requesting a lowering of the speed limit. And they said that's up to the village board. They told me it's up to the village board because the police don't have anything to do with that. Well, but the police do, in the sense that Chief Leffencheck and the crew have different ways to approach speed issues, whether it's the speed reader that is a little on wheels kind of thing that tells you how fast you're going. May not slow people down completely, but at least you're taking a look up and go, oh my God, I didn't realize I was going 40. I've gotten used to driving like this, and maybe I'm going faster than I thought. They can also increase patrols. People are also allowed, if you see a chronic abuser and you recognize where that car goes, what house, the police would like to know that, and they would pay a visit and say, not sure who it is. They think it's a younger person driving the car. They're going awfully fast through the neighborhood. We're giving you a little warning now and asking you to slow down. There's a lot of kids. There's no sidewalks in much of the neighborhood. How would you feel if there was a tragedy like that? So some of that stuff helps slow people down. The fact that they know that the police are watching, the fact that they know that neighbors might be taking down a license plate number. If you're in a neighborhood, you kind of have a sense where cars are going, particularly if you're in the back part of the neighborhood where there's nowhere else to go. You see a car and you go, oh, that's Smith's kid or whatever. And you just let the police know, and one of the patrol officers will stop by and have a casual talk with somebody and just say, we have no proof, but we have had people tell us that somebody from this house is driving that little white car out there very fast through the neighborhood. Be good if you slow it down. I don't think, you need a ticket at this point. So you may want to slow down. So that's the way we deal with it. We're very reluctant to lower speed limits, because if we lower it on your street, then the next street wants it and another neighborhood wants it. And suddenly we're having a 20-mile-an-hour village, which is not practical for a lot of people. Yeah. And since everywhere in the county basically is 30, hard to get people to recognize the change. So there are ways to deal with it. Let's try that way first. Okay. Some notes from the senior center. They are putting a newsletter together. Those of you who get the newsletter will probably receive it next week, and it'll have some of the stuff that's going on, including the fact that the art group is back and working outdoors. The book club starts this month outdoors. George Leah, local, kind of a Paul Simon kind of a guy. He's got a terrific voice and sings just about anything that's ever been written, and does it well. He'll be at the center on the 20th of August at 3:00. Social distancing is required. Bring your own chairs, your own lawn chairs, and make sure you have a mask. Lorraine, the librarian, will be available on August 25th. You can return books that you might have had out. And if you want to pick up books, she'll be there to hand them out. So I would contact the center at 638-4536 and ask how you go about getting her to pull a couple books for you. And so it'll be a return and new book pickup type thing. So that's another new thing that's going on over there.
I want to mention real quick, Mayor, Mary had commented, and we had talked about before about the Canton Woods Art Group having their display at the Baldwinsville Library for the month of August. Right. So when we were talking about haiku, she had kind of chimed in just to remind us of that too. I do have a fly flying around me, so I apologize. But so Canton Woods, I mean, it definitely seems like they're up and moving and getting into their groove of having stuff come back, which is nice.
Yeah, and I know that Ruth said she got a call from, I believe it was the Cicero Senior Center, and wanting to know what our plans were for opening, and they've heard nothing. And so everybody's still it's going to be the last thing to open probably because of the seniors. And we have ordered the floor. So that should be coming soon and then get installed. And I know Ruth said Steve and a couple of the highway people were over looking. They're going to put up a new divider door. So I guess they were looking to make sure that whatever was there was strong enough to hold the new door, or whether they had to put up, new support beams and that type of stuff. So hopefully, if we do get to open the senior center, then people will walk in and see a new floor, a new door, and almost like a new center. And kind of excited about that. Just hope it isn't like a couple years before people get to see it. Yeah. The last thing at the center is August 26th. The center is having a drive-up ice cream treat day.
Oh, nice.
Starts at 1 o'clock on the 26th. They think they have a big supply, but the deal is while supplies last. So if you drive up in your car and you have two of you in the car, they'll come out and give you two. I don't know if it's ice cream sandwiches or ice cream cones, or cups, but it'd be packaged ice cream, not scooped out. And so the center, in recognizing that the seniors have sacrificed a lot during this virus situation, this is a nice treat for them. So mark that one down, August 26th, folks, 1 o'clock, you get free ice cream. Can't beat free ice cream.
No.
Brush got started late this week. They did it yesterday and today because Monday was a big water break day over on Syracuse Street. Anybody who was driving through there will know that between like Mildred and Downer, Syracuse Street was closed because we had to go under the street with a repair. And it's very rare that we ever close down a state road. So that was a sort of significant event. And a lot of people, they had people at each end directing traffic and people working in the hole and that type of stuff. So there wasn't enough people to do the brush. So hopefully today that's getting wrapped up. Greg and Codes told me that O'Reilly's has opened. They've had their soft opening. They haven't had an official type opening, but it is open for business. The first building on Lock Street has opened for renters. It's the Phobes Island Apartments. And so it'll be interesting to start seeing some cars down there and people moving around and that kind of stuff. And the last thing I have is quite often I'll get a call or an email. Where can I turn in a computer monitor, a printer that doesn't work anymore? Like trash people won't take it. Even if the monitor works, the rescue mission won't take it. They don't want any of that used kind of stuff. So if you have any of those kind of things, what they call e-waste, Assemblyman Will Barkley is sponsoring an event. Now it's in Oswego, Sheldon Ave and West Seneca Street, which means like zero to me as far as where that is in Oswego. It's August 22nd. It's a Saturday from 8:30 to noon. You have to have an online pre-registration. You can call. This is an unfamiliar number. So if you're thinking about it, write it down. I'll post this on our Facebook site, 585-637-8365. And that will get you registered. This is Will Barkley partnering with Oswego Mayor Billy Barlow in conjunction with Novellus and Sun King. So it's a big place to come in and drop off your electronic equipment. It doesn't say televisions. I know that doesn't. But if they take TV monitors, there's a chance or computer monitors, there's a chance they take television. So if you call, they'll tell you that. And small device, I'm sure, like if you have a little coffee percolator type thing that doesn't work anymore, it says small devices and other equipment. So call that number. I will put it on the Village of Baldwinsville Facebook site. You got a couple weeks to get signed up. Oh, it does say limit 4 TV monitors per car. I didn't even see that on another spot. So you can get rid of your TV monitors. That's good. So I think that's all I have. Any questions?
I don't think so. We just had the one comment, that came on. Obviously, if anybody has questions about anything that the mayor talked about, or even Bob Wicks or the chief on Monday, reach out to us or reach out to their offices. Because one of the reasons we do this is to answer the questions that we get, you and I, week to week, and those guys over the course of a month. So, which is nice. But
And we will have a Zoom meeting tomorrow night, village board meeting at 7:30. Everybody's invited to watch on our Village of Baldwinsville Facebook site live. And then afterwards, it'll be on Pac B, the same taping. We tape it here and then send it to Pac B, and they post it for us. So it's available. Feel free to join us. Big presentation. Well, the big thing tomorrow night will be Officer of the Year. Not telling anybody who it is. And we also are going to have a presentation by the Lions Club. They want to add some special swings down at Community Park for kids with special needs. And you can wheel the wheelchair right into the slide and buckle it down, and the kids can swing. And so they've been very good to that park over the years. I mean, to the point of trying to change the name of it to Lions Park. And it actually, 3/4 of the people that have been around for any amount of time, that's what they refer to it as, Lions Park.
I was going to say, I actually know it as Lions Park. I must have heard that enough times. Someone did just ask, what about the Shacksboro Schoolhouse Museum? Is that going to open, or is that open? Do you know?
I do not know. That's a good one. I'll find that out, and I will post something on Facebook on our village site. I mean, they can wait till next Wednesday, but I will try to post something before that. Let me write that down before I forget. Shacksboro. Okay. I don't have anything else, Shel.
Okay. Well, as always, I enjoy our talks. I get something out of them every week, so hopefully, other people do as well. And
good luck with the house reno down there.
For those of you that don't know, we're a little bit late because I was polyurethaning, and let's just say that I'm going to stick to what I do for a living, and it won't be polyurethaning. So, all right. Well, have a great week. I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Shel. Bye.
Bye.